What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of
Whatever News!
The only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related, and we don't bore you. We get into it. Let's do it.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, welcome back to another episode of Forever News. As always, people watching right now, about 65% of y'all watching don't even realize that maybe y'all not subscribed, y'all haven't hit the bell. If so, please do that because it definitely helps out the show, helps us to grow, thrive, and continue onward. And yeah, the support of you means the world to me, so I'd appreciate it if you do those two things. A little like and a comment as well goes a long way. I'm just saying, without further ado, people, I'm ready to talk some news. I'm ready to get into it. Let's do it. Let's get to the shits. And first on the docket, it's something pretty freaking huge. I know One Piece fans in the United States right now are probably going to be mixed between not really particularly caring because a lot of people have moved on from this era, but also at the same time rejoicing because something huge is happening where Toonami is once again giving it a try and bringing One Piece back. In case you don't know, Toonami and One Piece has had a very interesting history. They brought the series back in the day onto the platform. It didn't do so well. Kind of, I think Toonami, went off air for a few years and whatnot. Then Toonami returned. They brought One Piece back on air. They started like at the Davy back fights, which was really random, but at the same time, it had a purpose because it was like flashbacks to each character and stuff like that. It didn't do so well. They took it off air, and now once again, according to Jason DeMarco and a lot of sources, Toonami is bringing back One Piece. Jason DeMarco, which I thought he was leaving Toonami. I guess he's like leaving everything else from Adult Swim minus Toonami because it seems he's still in the ball game with it. He said, hashtag Toonami fans, very happy to say we are bringing Sexy back starting this Saturday. And he posted an image of Toonami's lineup. It says lineup date 1/22. So okay, so it already actually returned. It started at 12 a.m. Blade Runner Black Lotus, 12:30 a.m. Assassination Classroom, 1 a.m. Made in Abyss, and then an hour back to back, 1:30 a.m. One Piece, 2 a.m. One Piece, and then 2:30 a.m. and 3 a.m. Naruto Shippuden, and then 3:30 capping it off with Cowboy Bebop. That is so dope. They really need to bring back Bleach on there to really have that big three effect. But bringing One Piece is huge, and they also said we are starting at episodes 517 and 518. I don't want to hear your opinion on that. Hopefully third time is the charm, which if I'm not mistaken, I remember very vividly that that is the beginning of the time skip. That is where they start off the time skip for One Piece, which is honestly not a bad way to start. Like, okay, the big journey, whatnot, people that are going to watch it are going to watch it. And you could definitely see, as we've been following up and reporting in on what's been going on with Toonami and the changes and Adult Swim's decline and all that jazz, that Toonami is fighting, and they know that One Piece fans, one thing about us, we're very loyal. We will come through even if we're not really watching cable. We'll be like, yo, ma, you got cable still, right? Yo, can you just at 12 o'clock put on this One Piece? I'm gonna come through. Maybe we can spend a little time. And they will do that just to support that One Piece. So honestly, awesome move. It's also dope in a lot of ways because One Piece in the merchandise department, usually in particular, like going to the mall and stuff like that, every time it gets taken off the air, and I've seen proof that like while it's on air, I could go and find One Piece shirts at Hot Topic. I could go and find One Piece merch here and there. Since it's been off air, I'll still find One Piece merch from time to time, but it becomes a little bit more scarce because now that audience that still, gravitates towards cable, which is obviously shrinking, but it's still nevertheless there, they won't go to the malls and look for stuff if it's not on TV, obviously, if they're not finding it and whatnot. So them putting it back is going to be a big deal. I'm excited to see how much impact over the year it's going to have of One Piece merch and all that jazz, and just in general to see what it does, because I ain't gonna lie, lineup is starting to look very classic. Yo, you got One Piece, Naruto, Bebop, and then a little bit of new stuff with Assassination Classroom, Made in Abyss, Blade Runner. It's looking like a pretty decent lineup, and just in general, the return for the legendary One piece and alongside Naruto Shippuden. I'm digging it. I ain't gonna lie. And starting with the time skip, that's a really awesome way to start things off. Shout outs to Jason DeMarco once again trying to make major moves over there at Toonami. Whenever I report on and give my opinions on Toonami, it's never with any malice. I want to be clear on that because I really, you know, I'm a Toonami guy at heart, dog. I grew up on Toonami, Dragon Ball Z back in the days, all of that good stuff, you know, Bo and shit. So it's never from a bad place. It's just genuinely speaking of where we're at in today's climate with streaming becoming just the norm and cable TV shrinking day by day. But ultimately, yeah, One Piece on there, I'm gonna support it. I don't got cable, but I know a few people that still do, so I'm gonna hit them like, yo, put that One Piece on that Toonami block, okay? Just do me the solid. Do the One Piece fandom the solid. Just in general, One Piece back on the block. Let's frickin' go! Moving forward, we got a couple of pieces of Boruto news. For starters, we got something in case you're not caught up on the manga. I'm gonna get brief into it because we just recently had a very explosive chapter 66. Don't worry, not gonna say the big spoilers or whatnot, but chapter 66 of the Boruto manga was explosive, and we got a little bit of a teaser preview for the upcoming next chapter that I'm gonna read right here. So yeah, if you're not caught up on the Boruto manga or you don't want to know, maybe this isn't the best segment for you, but I did want to share it with the people that, yeah, might want to know. Because it said at the end, the final page side text for the chapter 67 preview, they're brothers who swore an oath to one another. After being at the mercy of their own destinies, toyed by their own fates, what path did they finally end up taking? And I'll be honest with you, reading that and understanding where we're at with things right now, again, Boruto, I've said it numerous times, I'll say it once more, it was initially set up to be a almost reboot in a sense, a remaking, a reimagining of Naruto. Somewhere along the way it turned into, oh, it's a sequel spin-off about his kids, and it wasn't the initial idea of like just remaking Naruto from the beginning as kind of like, you know, a fun little side manga, whatnot. It turned into what it ultimately became, and where the story is at right now, it's a little bit different. Everything isn't exactly beat by beat, but ultimately it's very much so reminiscing. We're pretty much almost at like the end of part 1 of Naruto. So when we read that line that says, what path did they finally end up taking, it's making me think that that foreshadowed time skip where we had like Boruto older, Kawaki older, battling it out with a destroyed Konoha behind them, we might be heading into that adult or older time period right now. Like that's probably what they're referring to with that, what paths did they take, because we're at a point where people are going to walk different paths, people are going to feel a certain way, a lot of destruction has happened with a lot of characters in Boruto, and just in general it's about to be a very interesting time of transition, and we might be going through a major overhaul of the Boruto series because, yeah, it hasn't been the greatest in terms of sales-wise. Like, Boruto is at a decline at this particular point, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to lead towards, at the very least for the manga's sake, okay, we've done all we can do with this time period. Let's get to the time skip. It was already announced over a year ago at this point that they were headed towards there. They might be like, okay, it's about time, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen, because I also recently had a very big issue with Boruto fans that were very, very upset and sending vitriol my way simply for saying, hey guys, how would you feel if Boruto, after the time skip, basically focused in and made the main characters Naruto and Kawaki? Because, you know, business-wise, Boruto hasn't been the most successful or fruitful, you know, financially in terms of for the entirety of manga sales and all that jazz. I thought to myself, well, they might want to just, you know, rebrand altogether. Instead of it being Boruto Naruto Next Generation Z, they might say, you know what, it's just Naruto Next Generations, or it's just Naruto The Future Resurrection, whatever it may be. Ultimately, they might decide to go a different route, and it might be, you know, kapoots, so to speak, for the Boruto story, because ultimately it turned into, like, it started off with Naruto being very involved, and he still came in time to time, but we focused in on Boruto. They might decide to rebrand altogether, and boy, were Boruto fans very upset with me for simply asking the question. And I get it, maybe some people felt like, oh, it's Boruto, why would they money, rebranding with main characters, regardless of how you feel about the story and whatnot, money, financial success, business, that is the most important thing above all else, and that's why I asked the question. But yeah, it looks like their destinies and their fates await, and I'm very, very excited for the Boruto manga. It looks like we're starting 2022 off in free flames, and I'm very, very looking forward to the next one with 67. But also, we got a little bit more Boruto news, because something very, very hilarious. One of the staff on the Boruto anime, I believe he's a producer, director, forgive me, I know he's like some sort of animator for the actual Boruto anime, and And yeah, he was getting compliments, and it was a very funny exchange of teaching Japanese native speakers what the meaning of goat is. Because he had posted, the next episode of Boruto 233 will begin the great battle of Kirigakure. Will Boruto and his friends be able to survive on their own in their first battlefield? Don't miss it. Which by the way, the cover of that V-Jump magazine with Boruto and Kawaki, reminiscent of the Naruto and Sasuke stare down. Classic. But somebody, seemingly a Westerner, had replied, Arigato zaimashita, Honda sensei. Thanks for the hard work. You're the GOAT. And Honda replied, since I am not good at English, I thought I was going to be burned to death as a sacrificial goat. But now I know that goat has a good meaning. Thank you. And I'm not gonna lie, I got a massive kick out of that. Honda Sensei, one of the people that works for the Boruto anime, learning the meaning of goats, greatest of all time. I ain't gonna lie, that was freaking incredible to read, and I was happy I was able to experience such a moment. But yeah, I guess Honda Sensei understands what it means to be a goat. And yeah, people, that's all the Boruto news we had. Again, a preview for chapter 67, and one of the staff members for the Boruto anime understanding what it means to be a goat. Okay, next up, Jujutsu Kaisen fans. Very interesting stuff. I hope that they do this over here, because apparently the Jujutsu Kaisen anime film, they doing 4D over there. It says here, Jujutsu Kaisen Zero anime film gets 4D Dolby Cinema screenings starting on February 5th. This year's 8th issue of Shueisha's Weekly Shonen Jump magazine revealed on Monday that the Geki Joban Jujutsu Kaisen Zero anime film will get 4D and Dolby Cinema screenings in Japan starting on February 5th. The film opened up in Japan December 24th and has sold 8,576,429,150 yen, which is about 74.9, pretty much $75 million in its first 24 days, so not even a month yet, and $75 million. The film was the 64th highest earning film in Japanese box office history as of last Monday, and the film is still outpacing last year's highest earning film, Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon a Time, which sold 4,513,374 tickets for about 6,898,613,200 yen, which is about $60 million in its first 28 days. The final Evangelion film eventually ended its Japanese box office run with a final total of about $88 million, which I have no doubt in my mind Jujutsu Kaisen is going to surpass that. Again, I'm interested to see when it's all said and done what the worldwide numbers look like. Like, 4 months from now when it airs over here in the West, which I'm hearing conflicting reports. I'm hearing February, and then I'm also hearing now that it was confirmed somewhere that we're getting it March. So once I get a concrete thing like Funimation announces, hey, this is the dates and you can order your tickets, you guys will be the first to know. Trust me, I will let you guys know immediately that very next episode so you could get your tickets bought and all that jazz, because we're going to have a great time with this. But yeah, it seems as though they're doing 4D over there. Whatever it is, I hope they give us the best experience over here in the West for this, because I'm very, very much so anticipating this film. Like I said, I've had it in my, like people have sent it to me in my emails and stuff, and I've been like, no, I'm gonna restrain myself and wait for the ultimate experience, because this is Jujutsu Kaisen. I very much so put Gege Akutami in this series on a high pedestal. Yeah, but dope stuff that they're doing a 4D screening over there. Hopefully they do something like that over here. Next up, in case you missed the latest episode of Forever News before this one, where I was talking about the anime awards, and I was like, yo, there's a series Ranking of Kings. Yeah, I'm pretty much a massive fan of it, and eventually I'm going to have a video. So I saw a little bit of news about it, and I was like, well, I'm really loving it. I'm imagining there might be some Ranking of King fans. Drop a like right now if you're a Ranking of King fan, or you just enjoy it or something like that. Just saying. But yeah, so I wanted to cover this is really freaking awesome news. It says, Osama Ranking, aka Ranking of Kings, anime adaptation will cover the complete first story part, first 12 volumes, and a total of 23 episodes. So season 1 is going to be 23 episodes, unless there's going to be a 24th episode that dives into the second half of the story. But yeah, first 12 volumes, which I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm not sure the structure of the manga, if it's like, 12 short volumes, maybe like each chapter is like 10 or 15 pages, but 12 volumes in 23 episodes sounds ridiculously rushed. Now, with that being said, I don't feel that it's rushed at all in the anime. Like, I'm really, really loving this anime so much, more than I ever thought I would have. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to note, I guess. Maybe if I ever do go back with the manga, or if you're a manga reader right now of Ranking of Kings, let me know. Are they rushing through things? Is this too much to do 12 volumes and 23 episodes? How's that going to work? And just in general, very interesting story. And I ain't gonna lie, Ranking of Kings, Studio Wit. I will have a video at some given point, hopefully in the near future, letting you guys know that it's the truth, fam. It deserves the praise. But yeah, people, Ranking of Kings, first story part, first 12 volumes to be adapted in a total of 23 episodes. Interesting stuff this season. My God, man, I'm just enjoying it so much. It's so freaking good. Boji! Okay, let me stop fanboying. Save it for another time. Next up, we got the Weekly Shonen Magazine author comments, courtesy of these people listed right here, Jose_K, as well as WSS Talk Back. Shoutouts to them, and of course, Weekly Shonen Magazine unofficial Twitter as well. Shoutouts to all of them. For starters, we got Atsushi Okubo, creator of Fire Force. During the New Year's holiday, I ate, slept, and did absolutely nothing more than usual. I stood in bed because I was sick as a dog on New Year's Eve. Hey, okay. Then we got Negi Haruba, author of Sentai Daishikaku, aka Ranger Reject. All of our socks are the same, so it's easy to match them with whatever outfit I'm changing into. Okay, that's like the most boringest comment you could ever say. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, what? Okay, you got a whole bunch of white socks. Woohoo! Basil, who cares? Like, I'm sorry, Negi Haruba. I'm not trying to be harsh on you, but that was boring. George Morikawa, Hajime no Ippo. I put the overcapacity stuff into stock without thinking about it. I wonder if he's referring to like the manga, maybe overcapacity of like. Yeah, I'm confused on that one. Next up, we got Ken Wakui, author of Tokyo Revengers. For the first time in 5 years, I took the New Year's holiday to rest. Getting too much rest is bad news, though. I ain't gonna lie, again, I had no choice but to rest. I had a massive migraine. My body was killing me. I had cold chills. It was bad. I was sicker than sick. So yeah, sometimes a lot of rest is a great thing. Then we got Hiro Mashima, author of Eden Zero, Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, Rave Master, y'all know the vibes. He said, during New Year's, I kept working on the game I'm creating as a hobby. Before I realized it, the holiday was done and the time to work had come. Yo, Hiro Mashima and me, we share a lot of similar traits when it comes to just how obsessed we are with our work. Like, that is what I do. Like, I'm working on this video right now, and then I'll be like to myself, yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch some anime and relax and chill after this, and then next thing you know, I'm editing a podcast episode, I'm doing thumbnails, I'm working on my book, I'm workaholics, baby. Workaholics. And lastly, for the Weekly Shonen Magazine author comments, we got Nakaba Suzuki, author of Four Knights of the Apocalypse and Seven Deadly Sins. This reply is a little bit late, but Okubo, I don't have a cell phone. What's 3G? Really, dog? Like, what? So maybe Okubo in that comment, I remember it was like a week or two ago when he was referring to Nakaba Suzuki's cell phone and shit. Maybe Okubo was poking fun at Nakaba Suzuki. Maybe he has an old cell phone and he's just really unfamiliar with what the hell that even means. Like, that is funny. I love to see interaction. See, that is something that would spice up these Weekly Shonen Magazine or Weekly Shonen Jump, all of them in general, having the authors interact with one another. Like, imagine a whole entire comment thing where I would cover every author if they were all talking to each other like, hey, this is Oda's message to Tabata about Black Clover, or vice versa. That would be so entertaining, I'm not gonna lie. But shout outs to all of these authors. Again, talking more about New Year's, they're probably still in the spirit. Yeah, Nakaba Suzuki. 5G's here now, you know, that 3G. How much longer are you gonna last with it? Okay, people, next up, a couple of big pieces of news for the Tokyo Revengers manga. For starters, all volumes of Tokyo Revengers by Ken Wakui are being reprinted again, which means hella more sales are incoming. That means that the stores was like, yo, y'all got any more of that? You know what I'm saying? All these people keep telling us we want these volumes and we don't got any more. Y'all got any more of that? You know what I'm saying? That good stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, Tokyo Revengers volumes continuing on to bring it in. And while we're talking about Tokyo Revengers success, the other piece of news, Tokyo Revengers by Ken Wakui has 50 million copies in circulation, including digital, for volumes 1 through 25. 50 freaking million. I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. It's about to surpass, if I'm not mistaken here shortly, My Hero Academia, which My Hero had, what, like a 3-year head start and is in a bigger publishing company, Kodansha Shueisha, aka, you know, the publishing company for Weekly Shonen Jump. That is massive. I ain't gonna lie, that is absolutely massive. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been lately seeing more and more slander towards Tokyo Revengers. Shout out to all my people that recognize the absolute greatness of Tokyo Revengers. Dog, I hate it when I be seeing that shit. I be like, what have you been watching, lad? You're alright, you fucking always need a little bit of medicine or something. Like, what are you doing, dog? Like, there's Tokyo Revengers slander every day and I'll just be there like, disgusting, slime, swine. Y'all don't understand, though. Y'all don't get it. So shout-outs to Ken Wakui. Shout-outs to 50 million Tokyo Revengers. We about to pass My Hero Academia. This is bananas. And last story of the episode, my peoples. My Hero Academia will be on break next week in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 9. And the series, of course, will resume in issue number 10 as scheduled, which at this point, very, very awesome. And shout-outs to Shonen Jump. They didn't announce it per se, but it's very clear that there are regular breaks for all of these authors now. I think that this is something something that they came to terms with. Yo, unless we want to kill these men, unless we don't care about them and we're going to look really bad, we should give them, because this has been a couple years now that every few chapters, each manga gets a little bit of a break. Now, of course, it's My Hero's turn. Probably the following week will be Black Clover taking a break, etc., etc. But that's really dope that he's getting a break, and I ain't gonna lie, probably after that break, because we just had the chapter, so that means next week no manga, probably following that we'll begin the final arc, the final, you know, the finale or whatnot, based on the latest chapter 341, if I'm not mistaken. Like, yeah, big stuff. So Horikoshi, rest up, because this last stretch of My Hero Academia chapters, I'd imagine, considering we're headed towards the climax, the finale, it's gonna be big, it's gonna be impactful, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, get that break in, let's do it. I'm fine, I got plenty of other manga. That's one of the best things about reading a bunch of manga and reading a bunch of different series. It's like, okay, My Hero's on break, I still got Black Clover, I still got Jujutsu Kaisen, I still got One Piece, I still got, you know what I'm saying, Sakamoto Days, I still got Marshall, I still got Kaiju number 8 when it dropped. I got a ton of manga to enjoy in the meantime, and let's not even talk about the anime and all the other really dope stuff that I'm into. But yeah, people, those are all the stories we have for today's episode. Curious what you guys think. Most important story of the episode, anything I missed talking about. I ain't gonna lie, I've just been having a freaking blast with this new season of Forever News. Monday through Friday, new episodes. It's freaking awesome, man. I really love the direction we're taking this channel, and I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me throughout this journey. Let's keep on pushing, baby. That's all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm Forever World, and as always, people, have an awesome day.
And remember the golden rule.
Anime and manga
For life. Bye.
have an awesome day. Peace in, and you guys just watched another episode of
Forever News.
Have an awesome day.
So just go to find me.